my word, what have we seen? 50 all out Sri Lanka. Are you kidding me? In the Asia Cup final, and Mohammed Siraj has had a Sunday to remember. My name's Abhishek. You're watching us in this mid-innings review, and it's so fast we could barely even digest our lunch. I have Gurkirat and Nikhil Popat. Nikhil, your smile tells it all. How
Forget
gleeful. No. I'm coming to you, Gurkirat. Hold on, because I know you've just spoken to me on call and you want to say a lot. But Gurkirat, hold on to your piece. Nikhil, talk to me, man. What a spell of bowling. Have you seen better in recent times?
For sure not. And I don't know if it works that way, but this is a thank you for Ajanta Mendes. For a long time, I wished for a spell which could just blow it side away like Ajanta did in that 2008 bit. So this is just a thank you for that. And again, we talked about MS striking early, and boy, he didn't strike. He was the only one striking early, and to take four in an over, it's as big as a hat trick because, and it's not that he got it the same way. There was enough happening, and he just and these are the days that you live for, like proper Miyaan magic. And as Umid says, that ball to Shanaka, it just makes you feel far more filled with joy that you want somebody like him to just run through sides. Oh, it's come in a final, which is good, but there is another final to win. So keeping my hopes low for now, but yeah, great spell from Siraj.
I know lots of my friends are texting me saying, oh, yeah, the 49 RCB, stop with that. Let's just celebrate India and their 50 all out right now.
friends.
Gurkirat, friends. Gurkirat, if someone missed the last 2 hours, how would you sum it up for them?
Last 2 hours, I mean, I sometimes take more time to get ready when I have to go out. I take half an hour to put on my turban and do everything. And I was under extreme pressure that I need to know when they're getting all out because I'll have to get ready. So yeah, I mean, if you just had to sum up, you'll have to say the perfect pace bowling display that could have been on show for India. And Siraj bowled out swing, Siraj bowled in swing. He was bowling it at pace, and then it's not easy that you overshadow Bumrah because Bumrah also bowled well. It's not that he didn't bowl well, but it was just proper Mia magic. I mean, he just finished off the game before it even started.
It's insane. I mean, we have some amazing stats on the live blog, on the cricket.com website. Thanks to our statsman, Anirudh Kasgod. He's dishing out a few as we speak. Lowest all-out totals for Sri Lanka and one internationals, 43 versus South Africa in 2012 PAL, and then 50 against India today. Lowest all-out totals for a team at a home venue in one internationals. This is the second, the first being Zimbabwe, beg your pardon, 35 versus Sri Lanka in 2004 in Harare. And given the fact that it's Mia Magic, I have to tell you two other stats which are absolutely going to be blowing your mind, guys. Because bowlers with 4 wickets in a single over, Chaminda Vas, and then, of course, the others are Mohammad Sami, Adil Rashid, and now Mohammad Siraj. So there's something definitely for you guys in terms of your cricket crazy numbers on cricket.com. Guys, I mean, is this a dream? Am I still going to wake up and be like, oh my God, I was just actually dreaming next?
No, I think there was rain, there was delay, there was moisture, and you felt that there will be help for swing. And so that's the bit with seam and swing, right? That there will be days where you bowl very well, but you don't get rewarded with a bag full of wickets. And then there are days like these where you see the shot, Asalanka plays, it goes just straight to the fielder. You have DDS getting caught behind. Nisanka was a good catch from Jadeja. So things just work out for you when they have to. But still, to take 4 in an over, I think more than the 6, I just feel it's the 4 in an over that really shook and took them apart because you don't see that happen very often. And for him to be able to do it so well is just rewards that he's at the number 1 spot for a reason. He's leapfrog Mohammad Shami for a reason, and this is why he's been bowling well, aggressive up top, and now that he's bowling with Bumrah, just makes it even a better attack to look forward to.
Dude, you know what I was thinking when I was watching those wickets tumble, Gurkirat? Like flashback of World Cup 2003, India-Sri Lanka, Javagal Srinath absolutely bowling banana rippers to everyone over there. And it was just like Siraj is doing the same and how. It also makes me think about all you guys getting in the chat below. Love it. If you guys didn't really like India's performance. Like the video at least, and if you liked India's performance, like it nonetheless. Pranav Anand going on to say Avnish was known to predict extremes. Even he said that the lowest total in the tournament will be 65. Yeah, I mean that of course was there. And Akhil Nair, I remember there was someone in the chat who said, "What about Mohammed Siraj? He should be more threatening." I hope he's answered that. And then Chachant obviously throwing daggers to RCB fans right now, saying Virat say the precious RCB record by that simple overthrow. Gurkirat, right now going into the World Cup, India win the Asia Cup. It's pretty much conquering Asia. Is it the world that they're going to conquer next? Or again, should I just calm down?
You should calm down, because still it's you can be prepared as well as you can be for tournaments like the World Cup, but still, you could have some things which are not in your control not go your way, and then lose the plot. So have to always be prepared for that as a fan, even as a team. So yeah, let's just build on each and every game one by one, and take the positives out of it. And yeah, don't shouldn't really get too much ahead of ourselves, because there are still a few issues when it comes to middle overs batting. uh, till the time that doesn't get sorted, I still feel that India shouldn't really look too far ahead. Today's game, definitely enjoy the success and enjoy the fact that uh, after some time India will be winning a multinational tournament. And yeah, that's about it. I'm really not sure that we should start looking too much ahead.
Okay, super. Let's just concentrate on Siraj a little bit because, again, like I said, the stats will just keep pouring through, especially on cricket.com. Now, I'll read you a couple, and I want to throw some trivia to the boys as well. Now, the best ODI figures for India still remain Stuart Penny, 6 for 4 against Bangladesh in Meerput 2014. Then you have 6 for 12, Anil Kumble, 1993, 6 for 19, just Bumrah, who could forget last year, and then Mohammed Siraj. But Siraj is 6 for 21, right? Nikhil and Gurkirat is the best figures against Sri Lanka in an ODI, surpassing whose? There was one guy who got 6 for 26 against Sri Lanka in an ODI. I want to know who that man was. Any guesses?
Was it Bretley?
No. This came in the year 1990, so you have to really go back. I don't think Gurkirat was born.
Yeah, I wasn't. Still, my parents were not even married then.
So basically, this guy's a Pakistan pacer. Then you'll probably get it now.
1990, Wakar Yunus or
It is
Imran
Bakar
Khan?
Yunus. Bakar Yunus, 6 for 90, 6 for 26, beg your pardon, in Sharjah, and Siraj is 6 for 21 today, is the best against Sri Lanka in a one-day international. I mean, Nick, you spoke about at the top the fact that everything went India's way as well. But what do you attribute this down to? I mean, from a technical point as well, do you think Siraj, because he also set up the batters beautifully, it was just almost him having a yo-yo, not even a ball in his hand?
See, if you want to compare, it's like one of those spells that Broad has, where everything is just perfect. Everything is just landing at the right spot, and you're just getting things done. Things are just happening for you, and you have these kind of spells for some of such bowlers who just bowl every day. There are some days everything just clicks together for them, and today was the day. You can see the setup also to Shanaka, that he kept in, just goes a bit more full straight, and then he gets the ball and he gets to play around. And those things you can't explain. There is no reason to explain why Sri Lanka hits a very full ball straight to cover. It won't happen maybe on 9 of 10 times, but it happened today, and that's what it was supposed to happen. So I think it just gives Siraj enough confidence that keep doing this, keep making the ball talk, keep putting in the right areas. It may not always work. Many days he will beat the bat very often, like this very first over.
Yeah.
First over was also good. He could have gotten wicket there as well. So it's just one of those days, whether you call it drought spell or somebody else. It's just one of the days where everything is clicked for him.
Okay, super. I want to take the questions in a bit, guys. So, Cricket Natasha and Vasindara, Sports Fan, Sanjay Papigiri, all of you guys, big shout out to you guys, and hello and a very warm welcome to all of you guys joining newly. Gurkirat, I mean, I just want to ask you again a little bit more about Siraj, and just talk to me about the fact that yes, everything went for him, but how has this kind of added well to the Indian bowling arsenal going into the World Cup. Because if you look at our wicket takers in that 11, Kuldeep, Bumrah, and Siraj, they all have their tails up, and that's a great sign, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great sign. I think what it also does is now it just completely shuts down all the talks of Mohammed Shami being the second pacer. I don't think there should have been any talks to begin with on that, but there were ahead of the Asia Cup. There were at least some of those calls from certain quarters. I think now that shuts it completely. And yes, these three taking wickets, Shardul's chipping in with wickets. Even Hardik got wickets, and Hardik's been bowling well in this tournament. He bowled well against Pakistan. He bowled a very good second spell versus Sri Lanka, where he just kept things tight, did not try to overdo the short ball. So Jadeja's bowling well. So on the bowling front, things are really coming together for India. India would really hope that Akshar stays fit, and whenever he gets that game time, he also gets amongst the wicket, because it's only his bowling that is sort of a concern for them right now. Apart from that, almost everyone's coming along decently with the ball. Shami picked up wickets against Bangladesh. He bowled a beautiful delivery to Liton Das. So bowling wise, India should be really happy with how bowlers are progressing.
And it bodes well just before the World Cup, just before a big series at home against Australia. You'd want all your players to be in their peak form. I just want to, of course, talk about Sri Lanka next. The fact that I understand teams have this India 36 all out, RCB 49 all out, and you see this in the game of cricket. Could they have done anything differently? I was thinking to myself, even 12 for 5, was it? When Shanaka was still going at it, it was almost like a video game, and he was just like having a disease outside the off stump to play at it. So as a captain, he should have probably consolidated better, right? And talk about the other dismissals where probably was shot selection more than anything, or was it a mental thing with Siraj just having his tail up?
I think it was definitely Siraj having his tail up, and also these conditions are things where it's very risk and reward. That is the reason why everybody dreads batting first in conditions when there is help for spin, for seam and swing. We've talked about the ball doing a bit under lights and it not being easy. And again, the first spell, the first batting effort that India had versus Pakistan, you saw the ball move a lot. And in such circumstances, you need a bit of luck. I don't think Sri Lanka had any luck, because you see the number of balls people have played. They haven't played more than 5, 6 balls at times. So in that, if you make the first error and you get out, there is literally nothing for you to do there. So all the talks about moving to Kusal Mendes did decently well, but again he also got a very good ball. He misread the length there, but Siraj got the ball to go with. So I think it's very risk and reward in terms of you assume something, but the movement is such that if you get it wrong, you have nowhere to hide. There is no second line of defense in that case.
Gurkirat, I just want to ask you a little bit more about the Sri Lankan batting and their dismals today. And Pradamalan going on to say batting first was a good decision, right? But they were slightly unlucky with the weather, just changed after the toss. I fully agree with this. Obviously, in hindsight, it's easy to question these things, like what Cricket Darshan is asking you, Gurkirat. Would he have made a big difference? Usual.
The Arshdeep movement is out anyway. I'm not sure about that, because both Bumrah and Siraj bowled considerably well to left-handers. I mean, the dismissal of Kusal Pereira early on was a classic dismissal that we have come to see from both Siraj and Bumrah. So I'm really not sure about that. But just to add on to what Nikhil was saying, and your question, innings like these, 49 all out, 36 all out, 50 all out, they will come especially, yes, the bowling side has done well and they've bowled better, but they will also come along with the fact where the batting side has had absolutely no luck whatsoever. I mean, only you could say, I mean, you could question or criticize DDS's shot, given that they were 4 down. It was a very loose shot, but apart from that, a lot of wickets just fell to good bowling, and some shots just ballooning up and going to hand straight up. There was hardly any. I mean, Kusal Mendes had one edge which fell short of Kohli, where Rahul could have dived, but apart from that, hardly nothing went in. Even if you look at Velalaga's dismissal, sometimes the ball takes the glove and goes over the keeper's head, and the Sri Lanka had no luck at all whatsoever.
One more person had no luck in this game. and that is Washington Sundar. The guy, the guy's flown to Sri Lanka to play a game. We've discussed so much about Washington Sundar, the off spinner coming back, dry deck, so many lefties, and all that is done is like not even a single over.
I actually read a comment which said ki Dhani
That
was better placed. At least she had to go back from the airport.
Exactly. By the way, speaking of comments, keep your comments coming through. We're going to be a little bit longer because I think India's chase of 51 is going to resume very shortly. You did not have to kind of hear me twice. Yes, a chase of 51. Speaking of which, another absolutely ridiculous stat has come through, and I will read it out for you and the benefit of Gurkeerat the Knicks. Least overs faced by a team in an all-out innings finals in one-day internationals. Sri Lanka number one today, 15.2. Previous to that was Sri Lanka again when they were bundled out for 78 against Pakistan in 2002, facing 16.5. Then you have Netherlands and India actually as well feature on that list. 26.3 overs being bowled up 54 against Sri Lanka themselves in the Coca-Cola Cup. By the way, like this particular video and subscribe if you guys are new. It's so good to see that we've reached 35.6K. We're motoring on nicely, and don't we want to be pretty much close to 40 before the World Cup starts. Next, why don't you take this one? Because I love Pranav Anand and how he frames his questions at times. What is the batting equivalent of this bowling performance at the international level? There have been high scores, but in terms of brutality, Klaasen's Mayhem could be up there, you reckon?
you have Klaasen's Mayhem, you have Gilchrist going crazy, you have Ricky Ponting doing that versus India. Uh, there will be many such occasions, but see that the thing about still the batting efforts, they still happen over a longer duration of time.
Yeah.
They don't happen in 2 hours. You don't see so this is maybe the 4 wickets is what I'll resonate to hitting a George Bailey 28 runs of James Anderson, some events of that category, because I think a six for is regular. You see six fors happening, while Asia Cup has only seen two of them, so that is different. But the mayhems happen over a period of time. But 50 all out compounded by losing four in 1 over, that is, I don't know, there is no equivalent to it, because it doesn't happen very often. So the only equivalent is Malinga taking 4 in 4 twice in different formats. That's all the equivalent in terms of batting I have, because I don't think it's comparable. But yeah, if you want to just compare individual overshadowing, then there are many such examples with both bat and ball.
No, I like the examples you've actually touched upon, different ones. Let us know in the comments. Actually, it's a very good question Pranav Anand poses on a Sunday evening. More questions to come through and more comments such as this. I'm pretty sure this bugger will be heckled for sure. Paji, if we did have Shami in the lineup, ask cricket.com instead of Shardul, then what would you prefer, batting depth or 5 genuine bowlers?
I have a feeling that this question will stay on even after the World Cup, regardless of what result or where India end up. Because we've discussed this before the Asia Cup, we have discussed this before every game, we have discussed this post every game. Shardul's not just playing because of his batting depth. Shardul's playing because he's doing a better job of being a third pacer than what Shami has been doing in recent times. Shardul is picking wickets in the middle overs. Shami hasn't. And even if Shami plays, his strength is bowling with the new ball. And India already have three bowlers who can do that. So Shardul is playing because he's picking wickets. His batting ability is coming later. It's not that he's been scoring runs in recent times. His batting ability is there and it's a factor. But even if you were to just consider his bowling alone, he's eclipsing Shami by a comfortable margin, especially if you look at the last 1.5 years. So yeah, I hope this is the last that we have heard of this question, because I mean I don't think the answer is going to change regardless of how many times this question is being asked.
No, I like the way you answered it by starting off by saying literally that. The fact that even after the World Cup, you'll get questions like this, and that'll always be the eternal debate in Indian cricket. Next, looking forward to this 51 chase, absolutely, at least in quick time, I'm guessing. And we'll predict how many overs India will get it in, and then we can, of course, have some fun in the post-match chat. Will Jaddu open batting instead of Rohit to get some game time?
You give it to Sundar if at all, but no.
Yeah, man, that'll be good. That'll honestly be such a good move. I don't know whether it'll take the piss out of Sri Lanka, but imagine Sundar and Jadeja opening out a bat.
No. Don't disrespect the game. Let's close the game out. as
Close the game
professionally
out.
as you can, and because this can happen to you as well. The
Okay,
game, I mean, it's
you say
happened.
you say professionally, so let's get the predictions then. How many balls will India take to finish chasing this 51?
Okay, I'll go with slightly conservative 42.
42. This is like a card game. I think, yeah, I would go around that. I would say 5.5 overs. So that's 35. 33. Okay, 33 balls. Good, Kirat?
10 overs, 11 overs, somewhere between. They'll see off the new ball. They'll want to see off the new ball. They see if you are coming in as openers, you wouldn't really want your average to get spoiled. There's enough time, so why?
Okay. Cricket Natasha saying 7.2. By the way, let us know in the comments. He'll, of course, post the best one. Pranav, meanwhile, saying, saw this stat. If India can somehow chase this down 26 balls or less, it'll be the shortest ODI between two full members. Brilliant stat, that. I think 100% our stats man will put more nuggets like that. It also makes you think if there's anything which can save Sri Lanka right now, it's a thunderstorm, right? And then a washout.
There's a reserve day,
Oh my God. I don't
and
know.
and of course there will be DLS which will come in play. I'd be very interested to know that what is the 20 over DLS target in such a scenario.
Just
100%.
just to put it out there, hopefully there is no Shanaga Pfeiffer in the chase.
Oh
Just
my
to mention it
God.
once, because I mean, इतना टाइम से बोला नहीं है कि can Sri Lanka? Nobody's asked can Sri Lanka defend this. So
I
just to
mean,
get it out
Shanika
of the way.
Pfeiffer means then India to win by 1 wicket. Siraj to hit the winning runs. That'll be some match for him to remember. By the way, Bibor saying, why are you guys so sad? Paji looks depressed. Hello, we've been laughing.
I don't know why that impression is there. In fact, all of us, I'm sure Avnish is very happy that this game is finishing off early so that he can go and, indulge himself in other shenanigans. Even I can. But yeah, really hoping that it's a short chase and, it finishes off really well, really quickly.
After all, birthday month for sure. I can't blame myself. But look, Tuchar saying India must chase his total down without throwing a single wicket. Give a statement for the ODI World Cup. Yeah, sure. Love that. Sanjay also being cheeky saying Washi's father would be unhappy at Siraj today. You guys are literally having the jokes come through.
Last time it was a completely different reason. This time completely different.
For sure. Sports fan going on to say, do you think this performance is also to do with the Indian team do not feel pressure against certain oppositions in high pressure matches? What do you guys make of it?
Nah, I think this is just reading too much into it. We explained it's one of those innings where India started off well with the ball. They had the required luck, and I mean from there on they had nothing more to do.
And just to add to that point, I don't think they don't feel the pressure. I mean, this could have easily happened versus Nepal as well. They had 3 catches dropped in the first 2 overs. So as Padi said, you need that bit of luck early. You grab the first chances that come your way, and only then you have 50 all outs. They happen 1 in 1,000 games, and there is a reason for that, because everything you touch has to turn to gold for you as a bowling side, and you have to have the worst possible day, luckless days as a batting side to be able to get 50 all out, because the bowling isn't as great to always get teams 50 all out. The batting isn't as bad to get 50 all out. So let's take it as the day goes. But I don't think it's the case of not feeling pressure, because I have felt pressure and high pressure. This is the first time you're playing a final where you feel confident about. So you haven't won in 5 years, so there is a lot to win here.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that as well. Santosh Urupa going to say, should we switch to South Africa versus Australia mid-innings discussion? I'll tell you what, if you're appearing on the cricket.com website, 315 for 9. And that's why I love cricket. It's such a great level. Klaasen, who scored 174, whatever balls he did it, 6 out today by Zampa, that too.
Zampa,
so,
who took 3.
who took 3,
and my favorite
ridiculous
player, Andele Feflukwayo, is back and is at 19 ball 39, which is perfect.
Yeah, 20 runs in the last over to Nesser.
Yeah.
Gold dust for Nix in his fantasy points. I want to ask Nix, by the way, in his fantasy rewards in the... Tell me now, actually, now that I brought it up, like, how bad was it?
Dude,
Did you have Siraj?
For Sundar.
Oh,
I
no!
For...
That's insane.
Purely on the basis of the dry day, because I expected him to take a couple early. But even in the previous Sri Lanka, he did not bowl more than 5 overs. So that was my only concern, that if he doesn't bowl for more than 5 and he takes 2, I'm fine with it. But I had Kuldeep captain and Bumrah vice captain. But that's okay. I mean, it's part of
It
the game.
happens. It happens to even the best for sure. By the way, a
Yeah,
couple of guys targeting me in the comments. Did this match give joys and nightmares to Avnish, Banyu, and Rasvi? Both lose often, get hammered, and no for football. Just read news. Man, Rasan. Honestly, it's fine. They're games like this. It's like Nikhil said in the preview. You win some, you learn some from the Sri Lanka perspective. And Avnish, aware, would want Kohli to hit the winning runs and expect Avnish to go out at night, pick up the mic and chuck Kohli's like, man, I don't have to say it. You don't have to say certain things. It's already understood. By the way, Gurkirat, Sanjay goes on to say, love the attacking field set today. When was the last time we saw 4 slips in a leg gully in an ODI? There's certain things which give you cricket orgasms. One is a close-in field, that too in a limited over game. Brilliant today.
Yep. There's a reason why we don't see these kind of fields, because you want to protect runs and you are never in a position where you've had the opposition 4 down, or have had them 12 for 5 or
Wait,
something.
wait. Kishan is opening.
Kishan is opening with?
Shubman Gill.
Oh my word. Yeah, I think Rohit's just like, khatam kar bhai. I'm done with this.
तो
Sorry,
सुंदर को
Gurkirat.
भेजना है यार.
Yeah, Sundar, they could have said. Yeah, Gurkirat, go on.
Yeah, sorry, Pradeep.
Yeah, so you rarely see that, and because you're hardly ever in a situation where you have the opposition down at 12 for 5 or 8 for 4. So yeah, strange things, and a very unique and a rare day in the game of cricket today. And yeah, when that happens, you get to see these things. I Sometimes you don't even see 4 slips and leg gully even in test matches, because the pitches are so dead, nothing's happening. So yeah.
That's true. Look, on that, it's food for thought and some tea time, because let's just dig into this India chase of 51 and see how many wickets they win by, how many balls they take to get to that 51. Nick said, I think, 42. I said 33. Gurki said 10 to 11 overs, I think. And let's see how it is, honestly. So join us in the post-match show. We'll talk about a lot of other things, positives for India on the larger front heading into that. It makes for a good post-match discussion. So join us right after the game. We'll be there. It'll be super quick, but we'll definitely be there. And keep your comments coming through as always. We speak about the 50-over format. Well, it's a 50-run game now. Enjoy the proceedings. We'll see you shortly. I think that's the best way to end the show. I've outdone myself again. Cheers.